All right. First win of my tenure here, so that's awesome. Man, first of all, beyond grateful for what that Tiger Walk crowd was, for our kids. Shoot, like for me to get off the bus and it be it looked like that was incredible. I don't know how many people were here, but it was really cool. It was great to get certainly a game day environment. I can only imagine what it's going to be like with 88,000 in there. But for our guys, especially guys that have not been here, to get that environment and to be able to play in front of people is priceless for us. It'll be the last time we get to do it until we're in Atlanta in early September. So we did not hold anybody out that wasn't not available. The guys that are banged up obviously didn't play, but we didn't specifically hold anybody out. We played. We tried to go almost 3/4 of truly what we felt like were ones and twos, and then we tried to get everybody else in. I think we played just about everybody in at the end of the fourth quarter. There got two 2-minute drives, which was good. Got all the quarterbacks in, which was good. Um, some positives. I thought defensively, like Jared on that interception was huge. Guys getting their hands on the ball defensively was huge. I thought offensively ran the ball well. I thought the backs did a good job of hitting holes and getting downhill. It's there's no winner in the whole thing other than our team with nobody getting banged up. Like that's you sit there and you say a prayer before, you say it after at each TV timeout. And we made it out healthy. So that's a credit to these guys. But I thought it was physical, what you wanted. Ultimately, I told these guys after the game, man, if we can stay together, stay connected, continue to build a level of trust within that locker room, we've got a chance to have a good football team. If in any way, shape, or form we splinter and don't come together, then it'll be an average squad. Our talent is going to be the floor of where we are, and then the level of trust we build in that locker room, the level of trust they build in the coaches build in them and their daily process. We have a long way to go. These first 4 months was laying a foundation for what, and culture is such an overused word, but what our identity is, what the culture in that locker room is, the day-to-day of how these guys treat each other, how they love on each other. It's the biggest challenge in college football we have right now is to build a team really quickly. But I do love this group. They're intentional in what they do. They've worked some highs, some lows through spring. They've answered the bell in the regard that every time I've asked them to do something, they've done it. We've asked to turn it up. They've turned it up. We've asked for more attention to detail. They've paid more attention to detail. Up until this point, they've done what we've asked them to do. We got a huge summer ahead of us. They'll get a couple weeks here to get away for a minute, which they need. Our coaches will be out on the road recruiting this week, which we need. And we're going to continue to recruit really hard. We're going to get back middle of May and train as hard as these guys have ever trained. To get ourselves ready to go and play a huge schedule here. So I'll open it up to questions.
Nathan, Mike. Alex, you talked about the other day Byram maybe forcing the ball a little too much and ball security being the big thing for him. What did you see in them? Obviously, the Jared pick was a really good one, but just kind of what your thoughts were him of how he took care of the ball today.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't think Byram saw it great today, and I said it on the headset. I really didn't. Where his game has come in the last 15 practices, I thought he was efficient in what he had to do, but I didn't think he saw it great in the middle of the field. It's hard to move around. It's going to be quick whistled every time, but I thought missed the one, really the two deep balls early. He reset. He was fine in terms of mentally. He was fine. Composure-wise, he was fine, but I just didn't think he saw it great. The pick, man, he's usually able to kind of pop pass it over. Jared Smith is as long of a guy as you'll ever see. There was a hell of a play by him. And that's two guys that have seen each other for 15 practices over and over again, and just part of it. But I'm not worried about that piece of it. I thought he was efficient. I just didn't think he saw it great today.
Alex, you mentioned a couple weeks ago Deshaun Spencer and these young receivers coming on and being productive for you in practice. What did you see out of Spencer and those guys today?
Yeah, I thought Duke had his moments for a young guy. I thought Deshaun just continues to do what he's done. He's slippery. He's got to put some weight on because those hits they add up really really quickly. But he's super intelligent. He's in the right place at the right time. He's got ball skills. He's going to be a really good player here. This place means a lot to him, and he came in here with an intent to go win a job. He's competed his tail off. With Christian Neptune being out, it was kind of his moment to jump up with the twos. Chaz Nimrod's been a really, really good example for him in the slot there. And, man, I thought he did some impressive things. It was good for him to get going. It was good to see him in a 2-minute drive. It was good to see him operate in the red zone. But as he gains some weight and continues to learn this offense and continues to build trust, I think Deshaun's going to be a really good player. Really, Corey Pettigrew did some good things. Jeremiah Koger continues to learn what it is to be a high end football player every single snap. He's had his moments. I think when he gets tired, it all kind of goes to complete poo-poo, which he's got to learn and grow. But when you get past that first group, we're really young at that position, and Cody knows we got to get really old really quick, or it's going to be a uphill battle.
Mike, Darrell, Dan, Jacob, Michael.
Coach, going back to your quarterbacks today, we saw a heavy dose of Byram and Tristan Tia. Is this typical for your spring games to see your starting quarterback this much? And what did you see out of Tristan there too? It seems like he made a number of plays for you in the passing game.
Yeah. The first question, we wanted, like, Byram needed to go play in the stadium with people, with some crowd noise. Like, he needed that with this group. So I would say that's relatively normal. Like, you don't get touched. There's nothing, knock on wood, that could happen. Tristan, it just kind of how it worked out that really in the first half the reps were about even. In the second half, you saw a little bit more Tristan. It was good to see Tristan operate. He's had his ups and downs. His ceiling, he's a baby. Like, he's a freshman. He played 5 games in the fall. There's so many traits there. He's highly, highly intelligent. He's got a pretty ball. He's really accurate. You saw him run around a little bit today. That was good to see. But he's the cool thing about Tristan is he's going to be the best version of himself. So what his ceiling is, he's gotten to really, really quickly. He's just young, and just like we talked about these receivers, some of these young guys, they've got to grow up really, really quickly here in the next 4 months, and we're going to force feed it. We're going to force him to continue to learn and grow. But I would tell you, we got out of Tristan what we were hoping to get. Laughlin's competed like crazy with him. Those guys have pushed each other. It was good to see Reese go operate some in there too. He needed that. But again, after Byram, we're young, and you're not going to expect to see me here in the fall give you an excuse of we're young, so we got to get old really quick with young guys.
Coach, you talked about not holding anybody out. Keyshawn Singleton ran with the ones all spring, made his debut in the spring game a little bit late in the game. Is there a reason for that? Was he nicked up, or why did he make his appearance so late in the game?
Yeah, that was a coaching deal of proving a point on something. So I think he got his point proven, and we'll keep it moving. But I've known Keyshawn since he was a junior in high school. He's like my stepson. So his lessons, we can't paddle him anymore. So his lessons come in the form of playing time, because the one thing he loves is football. But nothing big, but he's got to continue to learn and grow. We're gonna, the standard is the standard in everything we do, and if you're below the standard in any part of your life, I'm gonna take your playing time. That's the only thing we got.
Yeah. Coach, would love to know what you saw out of the offensive line today, what you saw out of them this spring, and just anyone who really improved their argument for playing time over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was one. Defensively, we kept it relatively vanilla today for a lot of reasons. Just the biggest one being we playing 4 months, and there's nothing that these guys have put in this spring that I wanted out there on any sort of tape. So I would tell you we protected really well, especially with that first group. Part of that is we were really limited in what we were doing defensively. Part of it is we've protected well really this last quarter of camp. The best thing about playing against this defense is, like, it's going to force you to be elite in the protection world. One, from a coaching standpoint of being right, but putting a lot on the quarterback to get us right, putting a lot on the center to get us right. So today was a little bit vanilla. I thought they did a really good job in pass protection. I thought we ran the ball really efficiently today as well. Again, less looks defensively. And I thought when we got the tempo going, we ran the ball extremely well. You know, I was disappointed. There was a couple of bad snaps from Cole, which is really uncharacteristic. But, again, that's why you get into a stadium, you get people in the crowd, you get some nerves going. Like, that's what he needs. And as good as Cole has been the last couple of years, like, there's 3 snaps today that one was rolling around next to me, and Byram is launching to the left, to the right to get these balls. Like, that's completely unacceptable. But big picture, I thought Joe Simmons had a really consistent spring. He needed that. Again, the challenge of going against Jared Smith every rep, a challenge of going against Deshaun Womack every rep. Like, and those guys have competed. Like Jared and Joe, I'm gonna put their lockers next to each other because right now they want to go and get away from each other for a little bit. It'll be awesome. But they've made each other better. Like Jared's had to grow up, and Joe's made Jared grow up. I thought Plaza's had a really solid spring. He's continued to compete. Cole Skinner's had his moments up and down. You know, this tackle spot with Stanton being out and then Wilson Zaire being out. Man, we kind of moved guys around. But you saw a couple of freshmen in there. Those guys have grown. I think that group, man, from day 1 to day 15, that's why I made that comment a few weeks ago of, like, defensively, bring it. Like, keep bringing it, because if this is going to be the hardest from a look standpoint, from a pressure standpoint, that these guys are going to see all year, then we're going to set ourselves up for success. And they've taken some major steps. I feel certainly way better today than I did a month ago. And I do think, like, it sucks having Stanton out. He practiced the last 2 weeks non-contact, which was huge. He's going into a summer now, quote unquote, healthy. So now he can go get himself ready to go. Wilson Zaire, losing him sucked because he was rolling with the one some, and he's just got an ankle. He'll be back here in the next couple of weeks. But it forced us to go and have some other guys step up, and to go see a Ty Buster or Jacoby Ward play with the one some. Like, these guys have had to grow up. And so I feel way better. It forced us to create depth, maybe when you didn't necessarily want to create depth, but similar to the receiver group, similar to the quarterback group. After that first group, you get really young really quick. Again, nobody cares, so they got to get really old really quick. And Coach Hoodie and that O-line staff are the perfect guys because they are not lowering the standard for anything.
Michael and Jacob. Yeah, Coach, zooming out through 15 practices, where are you on the scale of where you would want to be after a spring practice?
Yeah, I think that's the hardest question. This spring, you know, if we really looked at it very much 3 practices at a time, like 1 block at a time, in terms of position standards, unit standards, and we evaluated them every day. And I say that in the sense that we, like, I never looked at it, man, after 15 practices, this is where we got to be. For us, truly, it is a 3-day block. This first week, where do we got to be? The next week, where do we got to be? The entire spring, again, year 1, half the guys are new, 90% of the guys are new to me. And so, man, how do we practice has been huge. Our intent with which we practice is huge. How do we run on and off the field? There was a couple times today, man, I'm like, that's how we're going to take the field? Well, like, because it's a spring game, that ain't how we take the field. You're still coaching those little things. But in terms of coming together as a team, learning how we practice, learning schematically, I made the comment last week, offensively, we've had to grow tremendously faster than we wanted to because of the pictures the defense presents. Defensively, You know, for us defensively to see what we do offensively every day, you look at our league, you really look at our schedule. There's 5 teams on our schedule that do a version of what we do offensively. Like this SEC has changed drastically in the last 3 years where for us to be prepared defensively to go against a tempo offense, there's 5 teams, 4 of them in our league that are on our schedule that do it, a version of it. So for our defense to see what our offense is doing, I think is priceless. So there's a lot of growth that had to be made. I'll tell you this: like these 2 coordinators are as competitive. Like Dirk's mad at me because the defense didn't score as many points as the offense. I'm like, man, I don't even know who scored what points. Like Andrew Warsaw came up with this stupid scoring system, and he's like, that was a pick 6. I'm like, cool. Like, line it up. Let's go play ball. But so Dirk's mad. Joel's mad because he didn't know how many timeouts he had in the 2-minute drill. I'm like, who cares? Just go play ball, man. And but and I say it jokingly, but uber competitive staff. So they've made each other better. They've challenged each other. I've challenged both sides to continue to grow and evolve and be different. So I don't know. I really don't know. Did we get what we wanted? I do think we got schematically what we wanted. I do think from an intent and how to practice, we got what we wanted. There was enough hard that we handled well. There was enough hard that we handled like complete bullcrap, and we got to do better. But a lot of lessons that we learned. We're going to go into fall camp. We're going to know how to practice schematically. We're going to be where we want to be. Now it'll be fine-tuning, truly fundamentally fine-tuning from a technique standpoint, and then going and growing from a situational football standpoint in every imaginable way.
Jacob, last question. I want to ask about a position group you spoke highly of today, said you ran the ball well, but just takeaways from the running back room as a whole. Seems like the 4 guys we saw today of Cobb, Davenport, Maps, and Washington, they all have their own style. They all have their own tendencies and things. Takeaways from that position group in particular.
Yeah, I thought Cobb today had his best day. I thought he saw it well. I thought you saw some speed on the edges. I thought he fought for extra yards. I thought Omar continues to take steps. Nikai Davenport is kind of picking up where he left off the season. Bryson Washington, we didn't have really until the last couple of weeks. He's still getting into football shape. Like I told his chubby butt, like, you got to get yourself in shape. You got to get, and speak coming from another chubby butt, like you got to get yourself in shape, and we got to see the best version of you. He's a physical kid that I thought today ran the ball kind of high. He's got to reduce his pad level, but I think collectively they've protected well, and they ran the ball efficiently today. There were some short yardage situations, which was good to see some guys kind of put their pads down and go. We got the best running back coach in the country here that will not settle for anything less than elite ball security and violent in pass protection and violent in the way we run the ball. That's why he's here. He's going to continue to push that group. But I'm excited about that group. They're all a little bit different. They're all efficient in their own ways. I thought they secured the ball today, which is as big as anything else. But I feel good leaving spring with that group.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. War Eagle.